Mm. Well, hello. It's your girl, Sean LeRae with Boss Talk. Thank you all for tuning in once again. And we are tonight, as always, going to bring you an amazing show. You're going to have an opportunity to meet some amazing women. But before we get started, I have to ask y'all something. How do you like my shirt? It says, "Wake me when I'm free." I got a chance today to go to the Tupac Shakur experience in LA, and it was amazing. Listen, whether or not you are a hip hop fan, it is so important that you check this out if you have an opportunity to get a chance to just see how deep and amazing this young man really was. And what a travesty it is that he was gone too soon, just like too many of our young brothers. So again, if you are here in LA, look it up. It is amazing. You learn so much that you didn't know about this prolific young man and his amazing writings and his amazing mother, who was, as many of you know, a Black Panther. So I'm representing with my Tupac shirt on. Before the show is over, I will show you the back. And as you well know, these earrings are not shimmies by Sean, but these were made by one of my jewelry making students, Miss Roz at Roz Designs. So, how many of you are not living in your full who you are-ness? Now, you all know that that's my word. That's when you're living in your God-given, God-driven purpose. Well, the ladies that we have on here tonight are here to tell you what it is like to be created for greatness and to actually live in that. Because the thing is we are all created for greatness, but how many of us don't live in that power? So my guest, Ashley Montgomery, has brought the women from her book Anthology called, are you ready? Created for Greatness. Gigi, hello, baby girl. You know you were created for greatness, and I'm so glad that you have tuned in. This show is for you, my sister. So before I go any further, I want to tell you a little bit about Miss Ashley Montgomery. Ashley is a nurse, a keynote speaker, a two-time international best-selling author, and award-winning entrepreneur. Ashley learned that the value of dedication at an early age was very important. She learned this growing up in Lake Charles, Louisiana, as a teenage mother at the age of 17 years old. Now, despite the setback of becoming a teenage mother, Ashley graduated high school and furthered her education in nursing. She is currently the founder and CEO of Exceptional Healthcare Staffing, which currently employs over 300 CNAs, LPNs, and RNs. Exceptional Healthcare Staffing developed over 100 healthcare providers to assist in staffing shortages during the pandemic, Hurricane Laura, and Hurricane Delta in 2020. Ashley is the co-author in Les Brown's book, Ignite the Hunger in You. Ashley is also the founder of Girl, You Were Created for This empowerment program, which creates a space for women of all ages to overcome challenges that they may face and create a life that will outlive them. Ashley is also the founder of Exceptional Business Academy, which has multiple programs to help individuals level up, including the In Demand program, 60 days. Y'all ready? To six figures. So without another word from me, please welcome Ashley Montgomery. Hello, Ashley. Welcome to Boss Talk.
Hey, thank you for having me. Welcome, welcome.
Yes, once again, actually, because you have been here before with Miss
Yeah,
Kern Crockett Cherry.
I know. And that was an awesome, awesome interview. I really enjoyed it. I had to come back again.
Yes, yes. And Ashley and I have actually gotten a chance to actually meet face to face and hug. And now she's like my little baby child. She could be my daughter, y'all. Don't say nothing to nobody else. Don't, shh, that's between us. But Ashley is quite amazing and quite busy doing some amazing things. Now, the last time you were here, you were one of the co-hosts, I believe it was, for the Level Up conference.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Yes, ma'am.
since then, you have been leveling up quite a bit with a book anthology.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So before we start, let's see who's in the audience. So there's Gigi. Hey girl, hey girl, hey. Oh, and then Amber AJ Jones. So that's like Amber Jones, AJ. I get it, I get it. So hey. So Amber is here and she must be friends with one of the ladies in the back who you'll get to meet soon. Let's see. Oh, Lena says, hey, Ashley. She says, hello.
Hey.
Let's see. Hey, sister Crystal Briscoe. Oh, I know who she belongs to. Let's see. Crystal, wait, there we go. Uh-huh. Hey, Sissy Crystal. Okay, okay. Yes, girl. That's AJ. Let's see what we got here. Oh, Jerry is saying hi to you. I think she was here when you were here on the show before.
Hey.
So Sheila, welcome, Sheila. My girl
That's
Connie. Hey Connie, congratulations, Ashley, on your book anthology. Connie was on when you were on the show before. And
mhm.
Connie has also been a guest. All right, a beautiful daughter. Who's your daughter, Sheila?
That's me. That's my mom.
That's your mom. Oh, see, and I just claimed you. Uh-oh. Well, then I don't have to tell you how amazing she is. So, Ashley, tell me about the book. Tell me what made you decide to do a book anthology in the first place.
What made me decide to do the book anthology? I remember I've been through so much throughout my life, and I remember talking to one of my good friends, Jessica Moore, and she kept saying, "Ashley, you need to write a book. You need to write your story." And I'm like, "I don't have time to do it. I got all this going on, multiple business." And that's when she was like, "Well, just do a book anthology, and so you can bring other women to help tell their stories also." And I was like, "Girl, that's a great idea." So when I decided to do the book and when I decided to do the book anthology, I was sitting there and I did not know what the name was going to be. And I remember I'm a woman of prayer. I fast a lot, and I remember God just in my last book that I was in with Les Brown. It was called My chapter was called "Girl, You Were Created for This." So I kept on. I
Mm,
always would stick on this word "create." So I remember God was like, created for greatness. Because I don't understand a lot of times when I'm going through the obstacles, the challenges, the storms. And that's when God always remind me, you were created for greatness. That's why you always overcome it. So that's why I came
mm,
up with the name and, brought other women to be able to tell their stories because the women that's in the book, some of them I know personally, some of them Jessica Moore referred them, some of them we had a lot of referrals. So being in the book, I knew a lot of these women, was overcoming obstacles and challenges and stepping into their greatness, which they were created for greatness. So that's what I came up with the book. I just was wanted to get a lot of women to help so they can tell their stories.
wow, that's great. And I love that you had a friend who kind of sewed into you
Hmm.
and you listened.
Yeah,
That's
I kept
always
putting
a
it. I kept putting it off, and she would ask me, Jessica, be like, "Where you at? Where you at on the book?" And I'm like, oh my God, okay, let me get this started. So she actually really pushed me to start it because I did a book project with her in her book. That's one of my best selling books is Embracing Imperfection. And then I also was in Ignite the Hunger in You with Les Brown. So I was in these two books and I was like, I might as well just write my own chapter. I mean, just write a chapter. Don't worry about doing a book. She was like, no, you need to do your book. So yeah, she pushed me because I kept putting it off. So I thank
I
God
love
for
it. I
that.
love
Yeah.
it. Well, I've done two anthologies with Kern Crockett Cherry. I did her first one actually, which was Trailblazers Who Lead, and
Mhm.
then I did Make It Happen, and then after that, my friends were like, "Excuse me, could you sit down and write your own book, please?" And so I'm actually working on my first solo project as well, and my friends are constantly on me. Have you written today? Have you written today? I was like, ooh, I'm gonna get to that. I'm
Yeah.
gonna get to that. So I can relate to that for sure. Well, so how did you choose the women?
So, like I said, some of them I have came across of them. Some of them I knew them personally, um, and I knew I just presented it to them. I also had put like a flyer on my page on website, my on my Facebook page. You know, if anyone wants to be a part of this book anthology. And then Jessica, the one that pushed me into starting the project, she also referred some people. And then another one of my friends, Vanny, she also referred some people. So I had a lot
I
of people
love
that was
it.
referring. And so it was amazing. It all came together, you know. So I just thank God that the women that's a part of this book are amazing and they are stepping into their greatness.
I love it. And I think that in order to find your greatness, sometimes you have to go through some things, right?
Hmm.
Because I think some of the things that we go through, like iron sharpens iron. And so I think that we are sharpened, if you will, from some of the trauma experiences and all of that we go through as individuals, but in particularly as women, right?
Hmm.
So I'm going to bring on the next author. And so I will tell you all about her. So the next author coming to us tonight is Cammie Washington. Cammie is the wife of Kyle Washington. They've been together for 2 years, and they share a blended family of 8 children. When you see her, you ain't gonna believe this for 1 second. 8 children and one grandson. Cammie learned how to survive at an early age when she became a teenage mother. She was 16. She graduated high school while pregnant with her second child. Despite everything that she went through, she did not allow it to stop her for 1 second from becoming the person that God had planned for her life. By the age 26, Cammie had a total of 6 children and 2 failed marriages. She decided to further her education in finance and obtain her bachelor's degree in 2015. She, after all that, is currently the CEO of CB Fast Tax Services, an operating partner of Exceptional Healthcare Staffing Houston, the Houston division. I got that. I caught that. Okay. Cammie and Kyle also share ownership of CK Washington Trucking Services, LLC, with a growing fleet. Her mission is to empower other women that have been through something in their lives to never, ever, 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 ever give up. Don't let someone else's disloyalty keep you from loving yourself. That is great advice. And so let's welcome to Boss Talk, Miss Cammie Washington. Cammie, hello, hello. Uh-oh, you're muted, darling.
Sorry.
No worries.
Hi.
Welcome. Thank you
Hello.
for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, it's so good to have you. And my goodness, you have overcome some things. And girl, let's just keep it real. You do not look like what you've been through. Okay, you're looking fabulous
Thank
over there. So
you.
do tell. So when Ashley called you and said, "Hey, I'm doing this book anthology," tell me how you made the decision to join her.
Well, Ashley is my sister, and
I see the
she
beauty.
she told me, Cammie, I'm writing this book, and you're gonna be in it. said, no, I'm not. She said, you have a story. I said, I don't have no story. What are you talking about? And she said, yes, you have a story. I said, I've been a teenage mother, pregnant at 16, graduating with my second child, pregnant with my second child. I'm like, that's my only story. She said, no, you have a story. So I went through a lot, disloyalty, and it made me um, never want to love again. So,
Mm.
and I think that was the main reason why I had all these kids and 2 failed marriages. And I was never settled. I would go between Atlanta and Lake Charles, and I was never settled because I didn't want to face the fact of love again until I met
Mm.
my husband.
Look at that. So God had a different plan, apparently, huh?
Yes,
You look awful happy over there, Miss Cammy.
I am.
Wow, that's wonderful. And I love that you are being so transparent and saying that you found that you were afraid, didn't want to love again, and thought it wasn't possible.
Yes.
So how did you get to the place where you were able to accept love again?
It was a battle. In July of last year, when Ashley told me that, about me having a story, and when I'm telling her I didn't have a story, not only her, but I have another cousin that also told me the same thing. And God came to me last year in July, and he said, you do have a story and you've been running from the truth. You need
Ooh.
to tell your story. You need to talk about it, because that's the only way that you're going to heal, and you're going to give your husband 100% of you. Because I was working on a third marriage and I didn't want to do that. So in July
Mm.
of last year, he came to me and he revealed it to me and said, stop running.
He says,
Because
stop running. I
running.
love it. Slow your roll, girl. Mama says, my 2 beautiful daughters. Absolutely. Connie says, I believe in finding love again after being hurt and or betrayed.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And Connie knows this all too well, because Connie was on the show and she actually wrote a book about it. In fact, let me see if I'm gonna get it right. Post warfare divorce. Did I get it right, Connie? Type it in, let us know. But Connie had some betrayal in her life, and she found love again too. So I love that you women are opening up your hearts, and you have to have an open heart to even hear from God, right?
Yes,
In the first place. So
absolutely.
thank you for sharing that. Well, we're going to hear some more. But let's see who our next lady is that we're going to bring on tonight. Miss Candace Briscoe Oakfree. I hope I got that right. She is 35 years of age and born and raised in Lake Charles, Louisiana. She is the wife of George Oakfree Sr., mother of 1 boy and 2 girls, LaDante Cahill, who passed in 2017. Our hearts go out to you. Andra Nicole Ajay Faith, as well as her 2 bonus sons, George Jr. and Joshua. She is currently pursuing a bachelor's degree in business administration, and she is a traveling nurse assistant for Primetime Healthcare and also works at the local hospital. She is a former copyrighted poet on poetry.com. She has established her own travel business, pursued investments, and she's a mentor to grieving mothers. She's a volunteer for Save the Children, a member of the nonprofit affiliation Big Trust Initiative Group. Candace's mission in life is to invest in a space where women can openly speak and inspire one another to the highest levels of their inner selves. That's a beautiful mission. And so, Candace, thank you and welcome to Boss Talk.
Hey, thank you.
I love it. So now you have 4 children. I lost count when I was saying the names. You
I
have 4.
have I don't do the word step, so I say bonus sons. But originally, I have 3 children of my own, in which my son is deceased. But I have 2 beautiful girls as well. So I have a son and 2 girls.
Okay. And so you lost your son in 2017.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
certainly you have a story. And our hearts go out to you around that. I know that that is a very difficult loss. I actually am a therapist, and I had the blessing of being able to walk with women who had lost their children to trauma, murder, drunk drivers, that kind of thing. So I know that hurt and that pain. So I commend you for your courage of continuing to move on and move forward. So so tell me, what was the sort of catalyst that called you to join the book anthology?
Well, it started off a struggle. Ashley knows me personally, and this step that I'm taking right now is like major for me because I was a very secretive person. Like, I held a lot of emotions in. I didn't like informing anyone if I'm hurting or going through something. I just figure I'm strong enough to get through it because that's the mindset I put myself over the years. But it came to a point where that wasn't gonna work anymore, and I had to regain my strength. So I just kept getting signs, and I couldn't ignore them. And even when I would try to ignore them, I would get a phone call randomly and inspiring me to keep it moving. And then I'll have my family, and it's just all the combinations. It's just like, I can't ignore God too long. So I need to follow suit. And so far, it seems like everything that I was shielding away is starting to shine now and help me, overlap with the things I need to be doing. And to me, that's putting my story out there and making it a mission that even though you may be someone like me, it's possible to, manage that and keep it moving,
Mm-hmm.
As you get the words of everyone telling you you're strong and, you can handle it, but it starts to wear on you eventually, and it shows. So I'm thank God that I had support, and they actually held on by that thin thread and didn't give up on me.
Absolutely. And your auntie is right here cheering you on, girl. Is that your
Yeah, that's
auntie?
my auntie. That's my nanny.
Hello. Thank you for joining us, Miss Donna. We appreciate you being here on Boss Talk. And Connie had said these women are beautiful and powerful. We give God praise. Absolutely, absolutely. And Crystal is so proud of you as well. And Mama Sheila said, okay, Candace. AJ
Hey.
sending you some love. And let's see. Okay, I'm gonna mess this. Bianca Fox. Oh, I like that. Bianca. That's kind of sassy. Two beautiful women. I love you both, and thank you for being so transparent. So she must be related to you two over here, the two sisters over there. Is that right? Well, listen, Candace, I am just honored to have you share your story and share your life here on Boss Talk. And I commend you because, as you said, you were secretive. You wanted to keep it in. And so, this is a big step for you, not only telling your story on paper, but then to show up and talk more about it. So congratulations on overcoming that. And it's funny you said you can't ignore God too long. You know what I used to say is that God used to have to yell at me, but now I'm listening. So I just say, whisper to me, Daddy. I am paying attention because we get smacked upside our head so many times with different hurts and repeating things over and over again because we're not listening to God when He is calling our name, when He is giving us and opening the doors and opening the pathways for us. And I love that you recognize that there may be somebody else out there who needs to hear your story. Yeah. Isn't that so true, ladies? That sometimes we don't want to tell, but it's kind of like it's a mission. Okay. So Bianca says, wow, thank you so much, ladies. This is very encouraging and your stories are powerful. Yes. And your sister is so proud of you. Yes. Well, we're going to get to hear more about all these ladies' stories, but let's get some more of the authors on. So, our next guest is Miss Gilda Johnson. And Gilda is a beautiful 53-year-old mother of 4 children: Jeanne, Elijah, Amanusa, and Emmanuel. And she'll correct me on that if I am wrong on pronouncing Amanusa's name. She also has 3 bonus children, a wife happily married to Douglas P. Johnson, a Jesus lover and a peacemaker. Oh, I love that. She is a transformational spiritual empowerment speaker known as Goldie for being refined by fire as is gold, a Queen of Hearts international coach to transform and heal women's hearts through empowering, encouraging, equipping, educating, and enlightening the mindsets, leading women to purpose. The Queen of Hearts international coaching mission is to reach 1,000 women worldwide in the first 3 years and build a collaborative movement of successful, driven women who have overcome heartbreak through unhealthy relationships. Gilda has a bachelor's degree in psychology with a concentration in alcohol and addiction studies from the University of Rhode Island, a master's degree in arts and ministry, and a postgraduate studies degree in divinity from Liberty University. Gilda has a decade of research studies at Brown University on addiction behaviors, as well as the environmental interaction with epigenetics through the Rhode Island Children's Studies. Lastly, Gilda is the co-founder of Roush, and I'm not certain of that pronunciation either, but she will get us straight on that in just a moment. Please welcome to Boss Talk, Gilda Johnson. Hello, Miss
Thank
Gilda.
you. It is such a pleasure to be here, Sean.
Oh, it is such a pleasure to have you. Thank you. So tell us how you joined the anthology.
How I joined, just as Miss Ashley, I actually did the Embracing Imperfection with Jessica Moore. So we did make the #1 Amazon bestseller. And after that, after embracing imperfection like Cami, being in 2 unhealthy relationships and bumped my head, eventually find my Prince Charming, I said, what would be next, Lord? And I saw that Created for Greatness would be a good chance for me to talk about my bonus life as I was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer. So since then, it has been actually living a life of greatness after sentenced to death and then living to the fullest and as if it was like the last day on earth.
Oh, I love that.
Mhm.
That is so beautiful. And look at you again. You ladies are perfect representatives, for you do not look like what you've been through. You all are so beautiful and shining after such challenges. So you have battled, and God has helped you overcome breast cancer. And now it sounds like what you're saying is you are going to live your life, and I will use my words and my husband's words, on full tilt boogie. And never miss an opportunity. I absolutely love that. I love that. So tell us a little bit about what you do in the world with the Queen of Hearts organization that you are the founder of.
So the Queen of Hearts, actually, I do coach women that have been through heartbreaks, as I said, with unhealthy relationship, how you can, overcome those relationships sometimes. I mean, we carry on like you find your Prince Charming, but sometimes we don't do the heart healing. So for me, it's all about heart. I believe all issues of life comes from the heart. And if we don't heal the heart, then we don't align with the greatness that God created us for. So I'm also going to be actually doing an anthology book which is the Queen of Hearts anthology book,
Oh,
which I'm bringing like 33 women on board.
oh, I love that. Congratulations.
You're very welcome. And like I said, it's we pay attention to so many things as women. For instance, when I was going through cancer, I remember holding in one little hair and wouldn't let it go until I had to be completely bald and fall in love with myself for the first time. That
Oh,
didn't think, the hair or being one less breast did not make me a woman, actually. What really
yes.
made me become that greatness is letting the healing of my heart. So that's what's my mission, is trying to do that and leave a legacy that will outlive me by helping women heal their hearts. Since I have been broken, I think I can also help others just decrease their journey and their trajectory of their hurt.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And don't you all agree that these book anthologies and opportunities to speak on platforms like these and others, and just sharing your story and all of that, and how you overcame, how you have overcome breast cancer, how you overcame the loss of your child, Candace, and so many other things. And um, I'm sorry, Cammie, you overcame two failed marriages, a childhood pregnancy. You the same, Ashley, childhood pregnancy, and many other things. And you're here talking about it with your heads held high and all of your beauty and glory. And I think that it just reminds me of so many times when people are talking about business and that they say that success leaves clues. But I also believe that overcoming leaves clues. And so you women have overcome so much, and you are sharing your stories, leaving the clues and creating a blueprint for women who may come behind you. And I do believe in New York, I used to be a part of an organization called Each One Teach One. And I think that as women, we are poised just for that. When we have these experiences that we think are going to take us out, and we find inside of ourselves whatever it is to keep us moving forward. So thank you for sharing your beautiful stories. We have one more lady that we're going to bring on, but I want to see what the audience and our viewers are saying. Lena is so proud of you, Ashley, for bringing all these beautiful women together. That is no small feat. Oh, Candace, you're saying hi to mama. And your sister in love, Miss Brandy. Hello, Miss Brandy. Where are you out there? Thank you for joining us. And Mama Sheila says, just beautiful, all of these ladies. Absolutely. Every single one of them is just a sparkling, radiant picture of beauty. So we have one more radiant beauty backstage. So let's bring her forward. But I want to tell you a little bit about Miss Marcy Cody. She is a Christian holistic wellness nurse, an international best-selling author, motivational speaker, and the podcast host of, I believe it's Age Vibrantly Tips. Highest Praise Dance Fitness is a nonprofit, and the founder of Temple Under Construction Ministries. Ooh, I like that. Temple Under Construction. Ooh, that's so good. That's so rich. We're going to talk about that. Also known as the Queen of Modification, her mission is to help mature Christian women modify your daily routines so that you can age vibrantly without the three dreaded D's: diapers, dentures, and don't remember stuff. I love it. I love it. I love it. So let's bring Miss Marcy to the stage to tell us more about that. Hello, Marcy.
Yay.
Welcome.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Miss Marcy, girl, you got me with that. The three D's. Let's see. Diapers, dentures, and don't remember stuff. That is priceless. So yes, and if we age vibrantly, we can skip those. I got it. I got it 100%, girl. Well, as I continue to age, I hope it's vibrantly and gracefully.
Amen.
Yes.
Well,
So
vibrantly
tell
is one
us.
step over gracefully. So
I like it. I'm
yeah,
going with that.
gracefully is cool, but you want to be vibrant, you
Yes.
want to be impactful and inspirational as you age. You don't want to be just, graceful. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you. I'm a walk with you in that. I like it. I love it. So tell us how you became a part of the book anthology.
Well, this is my sixth. Actually, I was in the book with Ashley, with Les Brown, um, the Ignite the Hunger in You. And then after that, I was in the book with Jessica T. Moore, Embracing Imperfections, Volume 2. I'm also in Gilda's book, The Queen of Hearts, and I'm also writing my own anthology, Mountains Move, the Book of Miracles,
Ooh,
101 Miracles,
I love it.
Faith Fuel. So I'm excited about that. So my first bestseller was 90 Ways to Age Vibrantly. And that was
Okay.
released right before the pandemic. And my story is about from terminal to testimony because my husband was diagnosed with terminal cancer the year we were married, 1999.
Wow.
And so I've been his personal wellness nurse to help him through this. He's been stage 4 for almost 10 years now. But if you look at him, you never know anything is wrong with him. He tell you he's doing good for the rest of his life, and the big C is Christ.
Okay. Come
But
on.
we have
I like
done
it.
things to make his health better. We focus on wellness instead of illness, which
Yes.
there's a difference.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. I'm a therapist and I am also in school working on my doctorate. And I am in a class right now called Humanistic, Existential, and Transpersonal Psychology. And the humanistic viewpoint is that you focus on the wellness and not the illness. And this sort of humanistic movement came after like all those other psychologists were focusing on people's all the things that made them sick and focused on
Mm.
illness and all of the behaviors that come with the illness. And then this humanistic viewpoint is where we focus on our potential as humans and as God's children and as living beyond the expectations of those who say no to life in the way that will move you forward and have you living life on full tilt boogie and all those kinds of things. So I'm so glad that you brought that up and the emphasis on wellness. Yes, I like it. I love it. So let me see now. You have done 6 anthologies that you've been in, right? Am I right?
well, actually, my first 2 were solo books.
Solo books. Okay.
Right. And then I did an anthology, and then I've been in 2 more, and I'm in 2 more now. So that'll be
I feel like
released
a
this year.
slacker now. I've only done 2 anthologies. What's wrong here?
Hey, you know what? Everybody wants you in their book once you do it, so it's
It's so
fine.
true.
Yeah, it's fine. I have lots
It
of
is true.
stories. Lots of stories.
I can relate. I love it. That is great. Well, do tell. So tell us what would you say? And I want you all to be thinking about this. But what would you say is the greatest hurdle that you've had to sort of fly over, if you will, or crawl over, or look, if you had to crawl under it, but get past? What would you say is the greatest hurdle that you've experienced that you've had to go through?
My greatest hurdle, because I was a teenage mom and everything, we all have very similar stories. Okay, this is my 3rd marriage. And my greatest hurdle was wrapping my head around the fact that my husband had this diagnosis
Mm-hmm.
and that I was his personal nurse now.
Sure.
And the life that I thought I was going to have, because it was all real nice at first,
Mm-hmm.
that you learn how to pivot. And so that's what my life has been, teaching people how to pivot. When they get a diagnosis, you have to pivot. You have to make some changes, because if you keep going down that road that you're on, the road of do whatever you want to do, you need to switch tracks and get on that road of health and wellness, which is bizarro because the world is on the other road. So everybody think you're crazy when you talk about eating greens for breakfast, but yeah. So that was my biggest hurdle, realizing as a licensed professional nurse that what the doctors were saying, and my husband didn't want surgery. He said, oh no, they're not cutting me. And so to be able to support him and to help him do the things that he needed to do in order to be healthy while he's going through this, that was big, because I was focusing on medicine and all the things the doctors were saying he needed. He was like, no, I'm not doing that. And no, I'm not doing that. They don't tell the last word. The man upstairs is the one that tells me when I'm going to die. They saying I got 6 months to live. That they don't have to find a word. So I had to strengthen my faith and put on my healthy nurse hat instead of you got to take your medicine 3 times a day. You got to, I had to jump off into that. And so that was a big transformation for me to deal with that situation. Yeah.
Right. Sure. So not only did you have to pivot with the understanding that there is a diagnosis, but then you had to pivot and shift the way that you thought that you were going to help him with the diagnosis.
Exactly. I did a lot of research.
That's great.
We did a lot. We even went to Mexico for alternative treatment. We did a whole lot of stuff. That's how I came up with the 90 ways to age vibrantly, because I have like 90 health tips from all different modalities. And I learned all of that stuff looking for ways to help him.
I love it. Well, Miss Donna says, bravo. Auntie Donna says, bravo. And Connie says, yes, indeed. Got to be able to pivot. I love some greens any time of day. Connie, I am right there with you. Bianca says, amazing strength. Thank you, Marcy. And Auntie Donna admires your courage. Absolutely. And that is something too, the courage. All of you women, based on just what we know about you now, and I'm certain that there are so many ways that you wake up every day and decide to be courageous and decide to be brave and decide to open your eyes and get out the bed and keep it moving. And so I love that. So Cammie, let's hear from you. We heard a little bit about some of the things that you've gone through, but is there any one thing that you have gone through that was the hardest, the hardest hurdle to get over?
In my second marriage, my husband was a drug addict and an alcoholic. So I was basically a single mother with 6 kids and trying to further my education, still maintain a household. So that was a hurdle for me, trying to be strong for my kids and lead by example, basically. Go back to school because my kids were getting older and I wanted to set an example. So that was a hurdle for me, but I did it. I went back to school, full-time student, working full-time and taking care of 6 kids. So that was a struggle for me, but I made it.
That's right. I love it. And so education was the motivator then for you, knowing that sort of maybe that was a way out.
Yes, it was.
Right? Because sometimes we are looking for how to get to the next level, right? And level up as we all know is a thing.
Yes.
And so education was a way for you.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, there's so much to be proud of you for in that, because, a lot of times when, you had to leave school then, and maybe didn't get to go to college or the way that you had planned because you became a mommy, You became
Yes.
somebody's responsible person,
Right.
and you did not let that stop you. And I
Yes.
love that. I love that. And you said, I'm going to keep this thing going. And then, also you got to be the example perhaps for your children that you wanted them to have. And that was to get your education and how important that is. And then there's also like how you don't let things stop you. And you
Right.
can
I've got this
share.
shirt that says "Never give up."
There you go.
Never give up. And my boys, they're older now, and they're wanting to be entrepreneurship as well. So we pretty much got that from our dad.
Yes,
Entrepreneurship.
yes. I love it. I got that from my parents too. It was a blessing and a curse because everybody used to fire me, but then that was because they were trying to tell me, girl, you're supposed to be an entrepreneur. You're supposed to work here. So I've been
Right.
fired from the best places on the planet. Thank you very much.
Right.
So your mom is proud of you.
Hey.
And Bianca, also proud of you. You're such an inspiration. And mommy loves you all. I love her. All right, Candace. So can you tell us that what was your biggest challenge that or hurdle that you had to get over in all the things that you have overcome?
Whew, it's so many. I am not gonna lie. I've been through the heartbreak, abuse, single mom of 3, and I must say, to sum it up to one chapter, and try to reach out. It was very difficult because the first hurdle was when my daughter's father, I was pregnant with her, and he actually caused harm to my son that's gone. So not only did I have to go through that while pregnant, I've actually had to basically stimulate myself to drowning myself in work. I noticed I did that a lot. I never really realized that I wasn't spending as much time needed for my children and my family. And I continuously was trying to run away from matters because I figured if I run away from it, I won't think of it. And eventually it all started building up. So I would say that the darkest moment that hit me was with my chapter, from sorrow to healing and grace. And the reason for me saying that is because I just got to that point where it seems like, I don't know if I was jinxing myself, but I was just like, okay, I got a feeling around this time of the year, something's going to happen. So I'm going to just wait on it and waddle in it, and I'm not going to get nowhere. And then I didn't realize my tongue is the powerful thing. I'm speaking that. So that's why it's existing. So I had to pause and really take time and manifest in myself and take time for myself and recognize self-love, because a lot of people misintrude in that, because I would have never thought I would be married, for one. I actually ended up being married. I am currently in school. I didn't think I could do that because I've gone to school, but then the minute I had fear in me, I dropped out. But I would always encourage others and motivate everyone. And then I'm like, Candace, you're not even doing it for yourself. How can you give advice and you're not taking your own? So to be presented through this with Ashley, that's why I'm very grateful, because it was a overcoming battle. It wasn't something that happened overnight. And that's what everybody have expectations, because the next day it doesn't happen. So it's like, oh, I give up. That's not true. They're just saying it just to look good, but I'm never going to sit here and tell anyone that it's not a difficult task, but you have to search within you to get that going. So it's really upon the person. But I will say that that was my biggest, darkest moment. And I knew it was bad when I just dropped to my knees in the middle of nowhere. I was just in the middle of the yard on my knees crying out because I just didn't know what else to do no more. So I would say, and I actually went and sought help. Was I going along with protocol at first? No. Did I speak up? No. And I didn't recognize that, like, okay, you came here for help, but you're still silent. And it
Ooh,
would.
girl, I got you in my practice all the time.
And it's like, okay, it took an important person to me to tell me, Candace, how can you get from where you at if you're not going to ever speak up? Like, it was even frustrating her. So that's when I knew, like, okay, Candace, it's time to get it all off your chest, not just let it all spill. And I'm here now, trying to prove that even someone from a small town of Lake Charles can, do some kind of upbringing and say, hey, you can do it. It's not going to just end tomorrow. So that was really like what motivated me to keep it moving.
I love it. And listen, you got some folks on your side. Come on, Candace. And Amber is sending you some high fives. And let's see, Mama Sheila, what you got here? The growth, that growth. Proud of you, girl. You're doing it. Absolutely. Never give up. And I saw a message appear from Crystal that I missed. So, yes. Now, it's interesting, though, what you said about therapy, because you were even, and I'm assuming you are talking about therapy, right?
Yes, I was in therapy.
And it happens that people, come and make the decision, and then they're like,
yeah, it was, you look just like how I was. I'm not going to even lie. I was like that, and I knew I was aggravating everyone, but it wasn't intentional. I had a lot of trauma from past till now.
oh.
And it's explained in actually a book I'm working on, and it's called She Is Me, Paradox of Overcoming, which I am working with Amber, that's on there. But it's basically to, reverse what's going on to where I had started, and basically elaborate on why I chose another route in positivity, because I got tired of just dwelling in pity and dark days. So although I was still wearing the smile and the jokes, deep down I was just dead. Mm-hmm. So that's why I tell people all the time, I stopped judging people about a book to the cover a long time ago, because I would never thought, like, many women that has crossed my way and I thought was so powerful and motivational, and they was genuinely open up to me, and I would have never thought, like, because I had, although that didn't change the way I view them, but it helped me understand, like, Candace, you're not the only one hurting with a burden. So, and you're not the only one. Sometimes pretending doesn't get you anywhere. So I had to come to all that realization there, that, yeah, I've been through the most. It's a long chapter. That's why when you say where, I'm like, oh, I don't know where to start. Like, I don't even know when to begin with that one or end it, but I'm here, thank God for that. So
yes.
I'm using
house in the house. That's right.
Yes.
Amber says, you're not trying, you're doing it, girl.
Thank you.
I love you, girl. Your strength and growth. Absolutely. And Connie is sending you some shout out love. So, it's interesting too that, but when you go to therapy, you're not always ready. But the good thing is that you walked in the door, and it sounds like you had a great therapist who was patient and let you speak in your own time. And that's what we have to do. One of the things that I remember being in school, and they said, what's going to be hard for you in the room? And I said, boundaries, because I'm a friendly girl. I'm going to be everybody's friend. So I have to be like, oh, you're the therapist. Yes, y'all ain't going shopping after this. And, and also the silence. Most everyone in my group, that was hard for us, because we were like, well, what are you supposed to do? And so it's a big deal to be able to sit in the silence. And I had to learn that, it isn't always about what you have to say. It's you letting the person figure out what they want to say when they're ready to say it. And my job is to just be there and receive it. So it sounds like you had someone who was really ready and willing to do that for you.
Yeah, pretty much. She's sitting there quiet about it, but yeah, she was there for me.
Excellent.
The
right,
great
welcome.
Ashley. I wasn't speaking to nobody in that building, and she was like, "Kenneth, I'm here," and I'm like, "Oh no."
Ain't nobody talking to you, right? I love it. I love it. Well, let's see. Let's hear from you, Gilda.
Wow, Sean Larray. There is many, many hurdles, but I think I'm gonna stick with my last hurdle, which was the fight with death. And my thing that I say is nothing can defeat us unless we consent to be defeated. Not even death.
Yes, I like that.
And that was one of my biggest hurdle when I actually had to confront the team when they gave me the sentence of death and then refuse it and advocate for myself and see what can I do, investigate and do my due diligence and don't take a man's sentence, but yet believe in my faith and trust God that he actually has my better sentence than the doctor. Look at me. I mean, I got hair, but
Yes,
few months
beautiful
ago
hair.
you didn't see nothing. It was like no hair, no eyebrows, breastless, but stand in the breastplate of righteousness. So that means I had to fire doctors because I trusted and believed it. The ones that says, "Oh, this is X time, you have to leave." I'm like, no, because that one has something greater than that for me, and my time is not yet. So I think lately that I would say is the biggest hurdle is fighting when death knocks at the door and you refuse to open the door and fight for life. Even to the last breath, you said, until I have that last breath, I'm going to fight for life and live it to the fullest. So I
Yes.
say to the audience, don't wait until a death sentence to look for your purpose or tap in with your purpose. Each and every one of us was put on earth on purpose for a purpose. The earlier you tap in on that purpose, the faster you will fulfill your mission on earth. And I tell
Yes.
you, women, we are powerful. We wear so many hats. We have a strength that is mighty. We are lioness.
Yes.
So we can actually tap in to that purpose and don't have to wait for a less call or a less mission in order to kind of seek that purpose that God created each and every one of us to be and extended to the world. I say, my favorite thing of the book of my favorite book is the book of life. And it says that each and every one of us was uniquely, fearfully, wonderfully made in his image. Think about that and pause it. So we cannot doubt that we have greatness in us. We cannot doubt that. The only difference is action to just step in and pull up that purpose that God created you for and that you was born for, because before even you was born, he knew you and he set each and every one of us apart.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, like,
I'm
I'm
so
like, I didn't want to clap
strong.
in the middle of the conversation, but
I know, right? I know. Nothing can defeat us unless we consent to be defeated. I had to type that in. Amber said, amen. Connie said, amen. Bianca Fox said, my God, that is powerful. And Crystal said, y'all ladies are strong and persevered through it all. Y'all made the choice to keep going and not giving up. Thank y'all for being brave and sharing your stories. And let's top that off with a amen.
Amen.
Ladies, I truly appreciate your transparency, and your stories are all just, they just give me chills, but my heart sings with the way that you have chosen to show up afterwards, because I absolutely believe that it is a choice. I recently suffered a loss, one that I did not ever kind of expect or think about. And Ashley's nodding; she knows. I lost my king, William Joseph Brinkley, aka the Brink, to COVID a year ago. February 2nd, he passed away. He went home to be with God, I like to say. And I had we both had COVID in January, and we each had thought, came New Year's Eve, we said, well, baby, whew, we made it. We made it to this year, and COVID is going away, and we survived it. But on January 17th, we both got it, and we were really, really sick, and he had to go to the hospital, and he didn't make it back home. And talk about devastated, right? I mean, he was my king. He was my first husband. I was 48 when I met him. And well, no, I was 46 when I met him. I was 48 when I married him. And we were blissfully happy. We were living the dream. And I am so in full gratitude for having had him. And so I had to make a choice, because my husband and I together were, he called us the unidentical twins, Happy and Pee Wee. That's what he always said about us. And we were joy together. And so I had to choose joy. I wake up every day, every single day, even today, and I choose joy, because my husband represented that. Together we represented that, and that's who God created us to be, and that's what we showed up as every day. And so if God, he is the power that be, he decided that William would get to go rest, but he did not give me permission to rest. And so, like you all, every day we get up and we make that decision. And there are those days, okay, somebody help me if you understand what I'm talking about. There are those days when you don't feel like being smiley. You
Nope.
don't feel like being, you want to roll your neck and say, and another thing.
Woo, trust me, I tell everybody it's like 16 personalities. Just give me a minute.
Which one you want today, right?
Yes, you got to give me a second. I got to, work with what you're working with at the moment.
Yes, I got to reel these girls in, right?
Really? It's just hard.
Yes, but I love that we all make that choice. And I know for myself, I show up because I feel like I know that people are watching, right? And not that I am trying to perform for anyone, only God, but I show up because I want to be that example and that little piece. Because, I remember this used to be a saying that we used to say at church all the time, is that you may be the only piece of Jesus or God that somebody gets a chance to see. And so we have to show up, ladies. And so I just want to give honor to you, beautiful ladies, all 5 of you, for showing up here tonight, but more importantly, every day in your own lives, that you show up and you represent. You two at the top there, the 2 sister duo up there, you had babies very early, and you were not shamed by it, because if God gave you those babies, they were supposed to be here just when they got here. And so, amen, that you chose to hold your head up high and live your life representing the love that those babies represented and represent to this day. The extension of you that they are. That's just beautiful. So beautiful. You could have made different choices, but you did not. And so here you are today, shining beautifully and brightly, mommies, wives, business owners. I I love it all. And authors and speakers. I love it all. Candace, you with those dimples, girl, you killing me right now. With that spot
You
on
gonna
those
have my
dimples.
mama bragging on here. Don't do that, because that's all she talk about, my dimples.
Well, I only got one. My big sister got two. My baby sister got one, and my daddy had two. It's just not fair. But just your story of losing a child. I can't imagine. I can't imagine that. But you're still standing, and you keep standing, and you keep climbing higher and higher every single day. And the more you tell that story, the more healed you become as you help to heal others.
Yes,
Thank you.
ma'am.
And now you are a student.
Yes.
A student, mommy.
Graduating May 23.
Yeah, oh my gosh, that's in a month. You go,
Yeah.
girl.
Thank
Congratulations. Congratulations. Gilda, you are a beautiful woman with beautiful hair, not to mention, after surviving cancer and being told that you would not survive and saying, no, you don't get to decide that for me. Me and my God got a different plan. And speaking that truth walked you holding God's hand right through that. And now here you are helping other women make decisions about their lives that support them, that honor them and serve them. It's a beautiful thing to see.
Yes, indeed.
And Marcy, over here with your bright red, beautiful hair. You continuing through your ministry. I love it. Using what God gave you in the way that he gave it to you and giving it to others, representing women of a certain age. That's what I like to say. We're women of a certain age. I said Ashley. Ashley's a baby, but we love her because she is a baby killing this game, isn't she?
Yes.
And I love that. I love that. But those of us who are women of a certain age, they try to dismiss us, right? They try
Mature
to
women.
dismiss us. Yes.
No, we get the wisdom from you guys. That's the difference.
See, there you
And
go.
that wisdom gives us inspiration.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Absolutely. And Miss Marcy is saying that we are not only going to age gracefully, but we are going to age vibrantly. Honey child, I received that. I received that, every bit of that. And don't nobody want no 3Ds. There will be no typos, no dentures, and no don't remember any stuff. I love it.
Sean Lorraine.
I think that's gonna be in my mind forever.
Another thing that Mrs. Marcy says that cracks me up, and she says, "You better walk now or walk with a walker later."
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Walk and look and walk every day like you are doing the runway in Paris. Okay. I love it. I love it. And then last but not least, Miss Ashley, thank you for bringing these women to Boss Talk tonight. You are a joy. I had such a good time with you right here in my little office. We looked out the window together and just laughed and talked, and I just really honor just your wisdom and grace at such a young age. And you are killing the game, and you are helping other women be beautiful, vibrant women. And I love that about you as well. So let's see one more time what the folks in the audience have to say. Let's see. My soror, my Sands is here. Deborah Cottrell. Mwah, good evening, Sands. Pinkies up and happy anniversary. Today, I had the gift of pledging Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated with number 1, Jennifer Lear. Number 2, and she's not here tonight. She is usually always here, Ms. Yolanda Salter, aka Lanny Girl. And number 3, Deborah Cottrell, and I was number 4, Shauna Ray Brinkley. And we were the Foxy 4 on the yard of Ohio University campus in Athens, Ohio. We pledged 43 years ago today. And so I
Congratulations.
want to honor you, my Stans, for being a ride or die, walk through life with me, sister girl. Thank you.
Congratulations.
I love congratulations.
Love my sorors. We going to Miami, y'all. We're going to Miami with the old heads. We get to go to Miami with, there are 14 of us going to Miami Memorial Weekend in our pink and green, and we are going to rip the town apart. Emphasis, yes, indeed. Debbie said, good evening. Here we go. Let's see. Rolled my neck only twice today. You're getting good. But she repented. Amen. And let your lights shine. Mama Sheila said, congratulations. And yay! Our mentor, our teacher, our wonderful woman in the work, the butts in the seat queen, Karen Crockett Cherry. Thank you everyone for sharing. Mwah. Bye-bye, baby. Your stories will help others heal too. Absolutely. And you know, whenever I think of anthologies, I think of Miss Karen because she is the queen of anthologies. For as much as I know, she started us all knowing about anthologies from where I come from. So I am so happy to see that. Daddy's baby girl. Which one of you is the baby girl? That's Ashley, I'm sure.
Ashley. Ashley.
Ladies, that's such an awesome group of ladies. Yes, Connie, rip the runway. Oh, let's see. This is a new lady, Quaylin Cherie. Did I get that right?
Quaylin
Cherie. Hello, welcome to Boss Talk. Same to me. Thank you, Soror. Well, hello. Okay.
Yeah, my sister-in-law is one.
Pinky South girl.
I
Thank
knew
you.
she was gonna say something.
Happy anniversary. Thank you. She knows. Marlo, thank you for saying something there, Ms. Marlo. Thank you for joining us and joining in the conversation. And Bianca says, thank you, ladies, for walking your amazing and creating a safe space. Absolutely. Walking in your amazing. I love that. So as I said, you ladies are mothers, wives, business women, and without a doubt, you all are bosses. So thank you for joining me on Boss Talk. And if you didn't know, BOSS stands for bold, one of a kind, sensational superstars. And that, ladies, is you. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's been my honor and pleasure to have you as my guest. Please tell
you.
Thank you for having us, Chandler Ray.
Yes, and we are here every Wednesday at 6 o'clock PST, 8 o'clock CST, 9 o'clock EST, and I think there's mountain time in there somewhere, but I don't know if we're the same time as them right now because we did the whole flip-flop, but they're 1 hour ahead of us, so 7 o'clock their time. And I also want to give you all a chance to just tell the people where they can find you. So let's start with you, Ashley.
You all can reach me on at my website at ashleykeyspeaks.com. That's ashleykeyspeaks.com. Or you can look me up on Instagram at Ashley Key Speaks or on Facebook, Ashley Key.
That Key?
Yes, ma'am. Key.
Speaks.com.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, there's one, Miss Ashley at ashleykeyspeaks.com. And okay, who else? Let's see, Cammie.
You can reach me on Instagram at Cammie, CAMMIE _Nicole22, or Facebook, Cammie Nicole, CAMMIE Nicole.
And let's see, did I get that one right? Let's see. On Instagram, Cammie _Nicole22.
Yes.
All right, there we go. Thank you. Okay, Marcy.
MarcyCody.com, and on all social media platforms, I'm Marcy Cody RN. That's LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Yeah. Marcy Cody RN.
A Cody RN everywhere else. Everywhere else. Boom. I think I got that right. Okay, right? Oh, I said Cody. Sorry, there's no L. C-O-D-Y. C-O-D-Y. Y'all. Okay.
CODY.com. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
Okay. C-O. Let me get that right.
Without the L. Yeah.
MARCYCODY .com. There we go. Okay, got it right now. And Gilda, where can they reach you?
Gilda, GoldieSpeaks.com, GOLDY, or Instagram, Gilda at Gilda Johnson, or Facebook, Gilda Farrow Johnson.
Johnson. Okay, we're gonna give it 2 because
Okay.
Here we go. Goldie Speaks and on IG at Gilda Johnson.
There you go.
All right. And last but entirely not least, Candace.
It's the name Candace Briscoe Arfe on Facebook, and you can check me out with my group on Facebook, Unapologetically Rising.
Okay, hold on. Spell Arfe for me.
Arfe is ORPHEY.
And that's let's see, .com.
That's Facebook.
Oh, that's Facebook.
Yes.
Candace
Yeah.
Briscoe Orfe.
Yes.
Okay, let me get this right. On FB. And then what's the other one? Your group?
Facebook group, Unapologetically Rising.
Oops.
I just do autocorrect.
Vertically rising.
Yes.
Bam.
Instagram is the same as the Candace Briscoe Arfe if you're looking for me.
Okay, let's see where to go. There we go. All right, there we go. Unapologetically rising. Oh, I love that. Okay. So, ladies, thank you. This is Shonda Ray from Boss Talk. You can reach me at bosstalkla@gmail.com. You can reach me on Facebook at Living Loved Healing or Shonda Ray Brinkley. And our YouTube channel is Boss Talk LA. So once again, thank you for being bold, one of a kind, sensational superstars. And we'll see y'all next week. In the meantime, live love, y'all.
I loved it. Thank you.
Thank you.